what is most important that I need you to focus in on is not about showing confidence. It's instead focusing on not showing nervousness. We're going to tackle that right now. Hey guys, it's Brian, also known as the 101 Mentor, and my goal today is to help you guys create a life you're proud of. And if you like today's video, if you like the content that I provide on my channel, please hit that subscribe button. All right, when it comes to overcoming nervousness, overcoming anxiety, first tip I have for you is to warm up. Before you go into the interview, be sure to talk to someone, talk to your friend, call someone up, hang out with someone over coffee so that you are warmed up. You're talking to someone, you're using your vocal cords, you're out there, you're getting that stress and nervousness out in a different way so that when you then go into your interview, you're ready to go. You know how to talk, you know how to enunciate, you won't get tongue-tied like I just did. By having coffee or talking to someone on the phone right before the interview would be a really good practice. Now, when it comes to some of these interview questions like tell me about yourself or why do you want to work here, you do find a lot of candidates start to ramble. And the reason why they're rambling is because they just didn't practice enough. When you find yourself rambling in an interview, that means you did not put the time and effort to rehearse and practice in front of your friends or in front of a camera. When you don't practice, you start to ramble because you're trying to find all the pieces, you're trying to think of an example, you're doing all the things wrong when you're rambling, and it just makes you look so unprepared for this. And I've seen people respond for like 3 minutes straight to the point where I had to interrupt them and stop them in their response and just move on to the next question. I don't know how to say this anymore, but you have to practice, and practice again. The next tip I have comes from my book, The Unfair Advantage. It's a free download, by the way, so you can definitely check that out. To start with the companies that you're really not gunning for, something I really recommend that people do is that they make a list of all the companies that they want to go after, or think of all the jobs piqued your curiosity or that you want to apply for and list them in order of priority. So from 1 to 10, let's say. Start with 10 and then work yourself up. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to screw up either on your resume or cover letter or throughout the interview. You're better off screwing up on the 10, 9, 8, 7 rather than the 1, 2, 3. So definitely work with companies or start with companies that you aren't super invested in or isn't your first choice. Now, when it comes to these tips, knowing is one thing, but applying it is different. And I do offer a live one-on-one session. It's a career prep course. It's you and me. It's confidential. And we're going to go through your cover letter, resume, as well as conduct a mock interview, as well as go through any specific situation with regards to your job hunting process. All right. So the next tip is about body language. A lot of people that are nervous start to fidget. They play with their pen, they play with their thumbs, they look around, they look up. There's a lot of movement in their body, although small and not exaggerated, of course. So one tip that I have for you guys is just to stay still. Remember, you're not trying to exert confidence. You're not trying to show confidence. You're just trying to not show nervousness. Hold your hands together and rest them, or just hold it down on the side of the chair and just stay still. Of course, if you have to think about your response a little bit, just do the one thing, look up or whatever you got to do, or just like look down and process. That's okay. But you just don't want to zigzag your eyes everywhere. You don't want to zigzag your head everywhere. You don't want to be like nodding and thinking this or saying that, or all these small movements probably freaking you out a little bit. Something that I teach to the people that I mentor is that they really need to have a brainstorm session of all the really good experiences, the experiences that transformed them with regards to their skill set, with regards to their career, or with regards to being a person, and to talk about that as part of your responses to these questions. For some of you guys that are new, you might not remember it all. So it's okay to bring a piece of paper with you with your notes on there, or maybe like a little cue card, and just keep that in front of you. Jog your memory of certain scenarios. It's not a test. You don't have to not bring anything with you. You can bring whatever you want into the interview. Just keep it very clean, keep it very subtle. You don't have to have like a pile of notes or anything like that. Maybe it's just one word of a scenario, mountain climbing or broke my leg, or something that is transformational that you could really use for your interview. Now, the next tip is really a mindset thing. I think a lot of people operate under the assumption that the company is selecting you for the role. The reality is you're selecting the company for you as well. You can be choosy as well as they can be choosy. They called you in for the interview. That means they liked what they saw on your resume. They liked what they saw on your cover letter. They want to get to know you because they want to bring you in. They've seen other candidates and yet they selected you. You do have negotiating power in this whole process, and you have to realize you actually can call the shots to a certain degree. They need you, they want you, and sometimes they want to woo you to their company. They're going to talk about their benefits, they're going to talk about their culture, they're going to talk about their perks. Once this perspective truly sinks in, it's going to alleviate a lot of that pressure. It's not about them selecting you, it's about you selecting them. Now, I know as you guys are watching this, some of you are probably wondering like, Brian, I'm still not getting the interviews. What am I doing wrong? Well, definitely check out my other videos. I got tons of videos and tips and strategies with regards to the job hunting process. There's something in your resume or cover letter that's not being done properly, that's not triggering them to want to bring you in for the interview. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.